What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Motorhead episode. Before we start this episode, I want you to take the like button and the subscribe button out on a date, show them a good time, and don't forget to smash. Now let's get started. So this is our 2016 Ford F250, and as you can see, it has a little bit of frame damage on the right side. We will have to replace this piece right here. Basically the same exact thing that we did on the F150, the red F150, and this one's red too. So you guys are gonna love that. But we have a little bit of frame damage. Obviously this needs to be replaced. The axle looks like it has a ball joint that may be bent. Also looks like the axle is over a little bit to the left. This suspension was knocked out from under the truck. We had to get the truck on its wheels, so it's basically a temporary situation. But there's a couple of things that right off the bat we know is wrong with it. Like this frame rail right here is sitting considerably lower than that side, and also right here, the cab corner where the fender bolts on, we have some damage here too, so that will have to be straightened out. And what else we got? Oh, also we have the door right here. Look at this. The door is all jacked up, and usually this happens when the fender's pushed up into the door and it gets damaged when they try to open it. But I don't know how that happened. I'm guessing that the door came down and then somebody tried to slam it and ruin that. So that's kind of a problem because the door doesn't close now. So we'll probably have to remove this lock and replace it and straighten this out to make the door work, which I don't know. Kind of makes me mad, you know? It's like extra work that we didn't have to do. But we'll just take this off for now. All right, so we're going to charge it up and see if it starts. If it starts, we're gonna drive it up on the frame rack. If it doesn't, we're just gonna give up and not do anything.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yep, so let's do it. Put this thing up on blocks and make sure that the distances between the frame rails and the frame rack are exactly the same everywhere, because we do have a height difference in the front frame rails, so we have to make sure that we set this thing up exactly perfect. So we're going to use our 6x6s here, which is what we usually use. They always work out pretty well for us. It's kind of a peasant style, but it works.
Second channel. I want to do this job.
Big boss is back.
That's a nice.
All right, you can do it.
You know, this is nice, big truck, but too much work, too much. This is needed good job doing, because this is 2000, I think. What year this?
16.
16. Okay, show me.
So what we need to do is lift up this side frame rail. It actually doesn't have to go all that much. I thought it was going to have to go a lot more, but it's not all that much. The only issue with it is it's not just the frame horn that's pushed down. It's actually the entire rail from about half the truck forward is lower than this side. So we've got this one blocked down, cranked it down to where it actually sits even on the 6x6s now. And so now we're just gonna give it a quick pull and then release both sides and see what happens. this right here, since it was installed after to get the wheels back on, it's covering up the main damage right here. We need to remove this bracket and either heat it up or probably more than likely strap it down right here, right in front of this, and get it pulled down. But that's the reason why we're not getting a good pull on it, is because it's kinked right here, and so it's going back and forth. We're gonna have to remove this. All right, so if you look right here where this bracket was, somebody had previously tried to already fix this frame, so we didn't know. And after looking up under here, I noticed that the frame was bent right here. And after further inspection of the bracket, we realized somebody was going ham with the torch on it and tried to straight. Well, they got it pretty straight. I'll give him props. Give me that bracket, Nathan.
It's right here.
I'll give him props on getting this thing drivable. Not gonna lie, they did a pretty decent job. Judging from what this was obviously pretty mangled. They did good. They put some new bolts on it, but still had to be removed. And I think we are going to replace this bracket. I don't like the idea of this thing having so much heat on it and being so bent up. So the main reason for removing it was to get this part straight. As you can see right here, we have a pretty decent bend in the frame. On this side, it's perfectly flat. And so basically when we're lifting up this rail, it wants to just come right back down because this right here is stretched inwards. So when we lift up on that rail in the front and then we pull this down and straighten this out, theoretically it's going to leave that frame rail in the position that it needs to be. Hopefully there's no more areas on the frame that look like this. And if this is the only spot, then we're in pretty good shape. Here. Pull this out.
All right. So how much more we gotta go?
Let's see, that's what, an eighth of an inch?
Let's see.
Is that an eighth? Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't much.
1, 2.
How much was it before off?
It's about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, so we're pretty close. Just gotta fine tune it now, yeah.
Yeah. We are ready to remove this piece, and I actually found out some very bad news. The people that cut this piece off right here, off of the donor vehicle, they cut it way too short right here. Look, if you see this hole, that's right there. So basically, we're going to have to stitch this piece that's on here onto there, or get a new piece. I don't want to get a new piece, so we're just gonna do that. So we have to remove this door. That way we can drill out these spot welds real good and get this entire section off of here. Also, we need to remove the cowl, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Ready to actually go ahead and install this piece. So we don't have to do anything on this side for now. We need to come over here and mark this area right here where we are going to make the cut. And we got really lucky because whoever cut this piece before, they actually cut it perfectly square. So all I have to do is set this roofing square on the hole on that side and make a quick cut. Put some gussets in there and weld it up. All right, so as you guys know, we had a little bit of a mishap with the guys at the parts at the junkyard. And so they did chop this a little bit short. So to fix that, we're going to just splice these pieces in here before we put it on so that we can weld it from the back. I thought about just splicing it in by cutting that, but then I wouldn't be able to weld all the way around it. So this is the better way to do it. That ain't sanded, ain't you cool? Alright, so I got the little extensions welded on, and I've got it kind of loosely sitting up here for now. We have an issue with our frame bracket right here. You can see this is bent. This is bent up real bad. The bolt is bent up real bad, and the bushing is torn up really bad. So if we use this, it's going to put this in an awkward position. It's not going to be in its factory spot. So we need to go to Bohannon's and get that. Right now, as you can see, it's coming down bad. So since we can't go to Bohannon's and get this, since we cannot weld this on without it, we are going to go ahead and straighten this part out right here, which shouldn't be a big deal. So let's go ahead and knock this out, and hopefully the rain will let up a little bit. We'll go out there, get this bracket, get this on there, get it welded together, and get the front clip on it. All right, so we were just about to leave to go eat lunch, and we got surprised by a little package. A very pleasant surprise, I might add. What is this, new bolts? Oh, okay, okay. All right, this is a brand new bracket. It's from Ford. And what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to drop in the comment section below what you think we paid for this bracket. It is brand new, it is a dealer part. And man, it is so beautiful.
It's not all heated up like the other one, huh?
Nope.
What do you say we get it installed real quick?
We can. All right, check that out, guys. It's looking really good in there. Everything bolted down real nice. We're really happy that it came with the factory bolts. We don't have to use the aftermarket bolts that we had on there. So it's looking really good. We're gonna go ahead and put this control arm on and see how that fits. Dad's back with his parts. What we got, Buck?
Yeah, nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly what we needed. Thank you, sir. All right, guys, so we got all that welded up. We've got our distance across on the top set. We measured this. Everything looks like it's lining up. We are ready to put a little weld on this seam right here. So we just need to line this up like this right here and weld it up. All right, guys, so we got the front end parts on our F250 and it looks amazing. For a first time fit up, I think everything fit up really nice. If you look, all the gaps are really nice and decent. We don't have any screws on the grill or the headlights, so you know everything's on there pretty good if it all just sits there like that. Everything lined up good. We do have an issue right here. The door just has to be brought up and this hinge needs to be replaced because we did not replace this hinge. So that needs to be replaced. Door's got to go up. We need to trim out the interior, trim out the fender, get it all put back together, get it painted, and get it back on the road. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you guys like the content, hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and check us out on Instagram at motorhead.co. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.